This video, I want to talk about getting breastfeeding off to a good start, to the best start. So, two main things we can focus on in the early days of your baby's life. First, I probably can't emphasize enough, skin to skin. So skin to skin is basically where your chest is bare, baby's wearing just a diaper, baby is on your skin. So much research behind the benefits of skin to skin. Regulates blood sugars, regulates baby's temperature. Babies are calmer, they cry less, stress levels are lower. It's about as close to being inside of the womb as they can get. And when they're laying skin to skin and their little ears on your chest, they hear your heartbeat, they hear your breathing, they hear all those familiar sounds. What skin to skin does for moms, it actually also lowers our stress levels. It's very calming. It increases the hormone called oxytocin. And if you have watched the video about milk production, you know all about oxytocin. It is one of the most important hormones involved in milk production and milk release. So all those things happen when your baby's skin to skin. And I think about skin to skin like being in a restaurant. So you could be not hungry and you go into a restaurant and you smell the food and you see the food and all of a sudden you're hungry, kind of like being in your kitchen. So in the early days of your baby's life, you cannot overdo the skin to skin. Keep them there as much as you can. Keep them by their food at the table. Second really most important thing we can do in those early days is watching for your baby's feeding cues or feeding on demand. So the first day of life, babies tend to be a little sleepy. Doesn't mean they don't need to eat, just means they're a little sleepy. They're recovering from birth. A good goal is at least 8 feedings in the first 24 hours. This will not necessarily be every 3 hours. Babies are not doing math. But you want to ensure that your baby is here at the table as much as possible with that goal of 8 feedings in that first 24 hours. Sometimes we have to wake our babies and poke at them a little bit to rouse them, to get them interested in eating. Another really valuable skill is hand expression, learning how to hand express, to massage your breasts, to express your colostrum with your hands. That's a fantastic skill. And actually at the end of this video, I have linked another video that really is fantastic. Talks about preparing for breastfeeding, talks about how to learn how to hand express your colostrum. That is a great skill to have. That's a great way to entice a sleepy baby. Apparently colostrum and amniotic fluid taste and smell a lot the same. So it's a very familiar smell, it's a very familiar taste. Babies are very drawn to that. So if you can get a little bit of that colostrum on your nipple, that will go a long way in those early days, in those early feedings. Second day of life, third day of life, babies are a lot perkier. They're more awake, they're more alert, given a lot more feeding cues. 8 to 12 feedings in 24 hours is typical in the early weeks of your baby's life. So again, feeding on demand is important. Just know that babies go through this period of time called cluster feeding or frequent feeding. And it's all that frequent stimulation, that frequent milk removal at your breast. That is what helps you build that fantastic milk supply. So again, skin to skin, feed on demand, watch for those little feeding cues, learn how to express your milk with your hands, learn how to massage your breasts. Great skills. Those will help you get breastfeeding off to a good start. You can do it.